What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we got a really good video for anybody out there that is wanting to manifest their desires instantly, 24 hours or less, overnight manifestations. Before I actually get into the tips on how to actually do this, there's some really important information that I need to talk to you guys all about so that you're actually able to manifest. The first piece of information that you need to understand, and this is a must, this all has to do with quantum physics, this all has to do with the quantum model of the universe. If quantum physics is completely new for you guys, then let me break it down really quick for you so you have a little bit of an understanding. There was this experiment done called the double slit experiment. This experiment alone has been able to prove how the universe works when it comes to time, when it comes to possibilities, all because they noticed that the only time matter would end up showing up as physical matter in their experiment is when there was an actual observation tool, and when there wasn't anything watching it, everything just showed up as this wave of energy. They call it the wave of potential, wave of possibilities. It showed that every single outcome to any situation was all happening at the same time, and the only reason energy was able to turn into the physical matter was when the observer came into the equation. This means that any outcome to any particular situation, any outcome to anything that you can think of is already happening, and the only thing that is making it real is your observation of it. You looking at something is the only reason why the energy is able to collapse into physical matter, into an actual physical experience. This means that anything is possible. There are absolutely no limitations to this universe. There are none. The only limitations to this universe are the ones that you place on it because you are the observer of your universe. And however you choose to perceive your universe is how you will experience it. Now that we know that anything is possible, how do we make it happen right now? When it comes to this quantum model of time, what this double slit experiment was able to prove was that there is no linear time. This has been proven within this experiment. The scientists chose when they wanted to observe and when they didn't want to observe. When they wanted to observe and they decided to observe after the experiment was already done, they looked at the results and the results showed up as if it was already happening as matter, as the marbles from the very beginning. When they didn't look, it would just be the energy of the waves of possibility. This means that your observation, you choosing to look at something, literally has the power to change the past. When it comes to manifesting, there is no time. There is no 2 years from now. There is no tomorrow. There's no sense of time. This means that our manifestations only take time when we perceive time. So this means that if there is no linear time, there doesn't need to be a process, because there is already a version of you out there that is living the life that you want. So if you can tune into that version, which we'll go into more detail later, that can unfold so much quicker. all manifestations are already instant. Take that in. All manifestations are already instant. They are already manifesting instantly. There is no other kind of manifestation out there. Everything is an instant manifestation. And if something isn't instantly manifesting for you, that means that there is something off. And a really good example of this are those little manifestations you're able to manifest throughout the day. So why are you able to manifest, let's say, a tea or a song on the radio, or something small like that? Why are you able to manifest one thing instantly within 10 minutes within the day, but you can't do other things? That's all because of you. That's all because of your own beliefs. That's all because of how you view your own ability to manifest, how you view the situation. That all depends on you. A good point to note too, you don't need to try to manifest instantly. Like, the more that you try to do something faster is when you slow it down, because you're coming from that space of lack. You're coming from, I don't have it, but I want it fast. I want it right now because I don't have it. And that's when you keep pushing it further and further away, and that's when you are unable to manifest it. But if you remember, instant manifestation is the only manifestation, then you can relax. You don't need to try to manifest instantly, because that's just the way it is. That's just the way the universe works. Number 1, our belief about where we are in respect to the manifestation that we want. Do you perceive yourself as being so far away from your manifestation? Do you perceive yourself as having to put so much work into it, which is another belief, but we'll go into that later. But do you feel like it's so far away? Do you feel like there's so many steps that need to happen because it's just so far away? You don't even believe that it can happen right now. If you believe that you are here and your manifestation is way over there, then that is the first clue and the first belief that you need to work on so that you can align to your manifestation instantly. The second belief is about how easy or hard you perceive it is to manifest that thing that you are wanting. Again, do you believe that it's easy? Do you believe that it's a piece of cake? Do you believe that it can happen? Of course it can happen. Or do you believe that it's hard? Do you believe that it's hard to manifest that thing that you want? Your perception, and again, it's a perception. It is just a limiting belief. Your perception on how easy something is influences whether or not you can manifest it instantly or not. Number 3, your belief about time. Do you believe that things take time? Do you believe that you need to wait for your manifestation? Do you believe that things cannot happen instantly? Or do you believe that things can happen so fast for you? Your belief about time itself, and not only time, the time it takes to manifest something. Number 4, your beliefs about how the manifestational process works. This has to do with whether you believe that manifesting needs to have this lag time and it needs to unfold for you properly. But what if you didn't believe that? What if instead you believed that as soon as you align to something, it manifests? What if you believe that things don't need to unfold, but they can just happen for you? So your belief about the whole process of manifesting can be a limiting belief. And remember, Just because you're hearing this from somebody else, you're hearing so many different people say something, doesn't mean that it's true. This whole world, this whole universe is a universe based off of beliefs. So if you believe something can happen differently, then it can. Just because, like we said at the beginning, this is a universe of so many different possibilities that literally anything is possible. Literally anything. If you can think it, it's possible if you really truly believe in it. So as a side note, it may be a good idea to start to pay attention to your beliefs and check yourself and see if something is limiting and it's holding you back, or it's actually helping you. I guess that'll be our bonus tip. The final belief that you need to check yourself on if you are limited in this one is your belief about what you're actually able to manifest and how powerful you actually are. Do you actually believe in yourself? Do you actually believe that you can do it? Do you have confidence in your manifestational power? Do you feel like you can change everything else around you except for this one thing that you are wanting to change, but you don't believe you can change it? That is the fifth belief that you need to start to look at and see if there is a limiting belief there. All of these tips are all ways that you can reprogram your subconscious mind so that you can actually get your mind to work for you. First tip is to become aware of the things that are holding you back. Because what can you change if you don't even know what to change? So that goes into the beliefs that we were talking about previously. So the beliefs about how the universe works, how manifestation works, your ability to manifest. But not only those, we're also looking at the beliefs that you have about yourself, the beliefs that you have about that thing in general, plus your beliefs about life. And that leads us into the second tip, which is actually changing your beliefs. So the second tip is all about identifying the new beliefs that you would rather have, identifying the beliefs that actually support the manifestation that you want, and then attaching those to the whole new version of you that you are wanting to manifest. So the old version of you had those limiting beliefs. That is old news for you. That is the old you. The new you, what beliefs does he or she have? You can make a list if that helps you, and then attach yourself to that new one. Start to see yourself living as that. Visualize yourself being and embodying that version of you. And that's actually the third tip, which is doing the visualization work. Manifesting that version of you will actually speed up your manifestations, because that old version of you has all of those limiting beliefs that you are already aware of, that you brought your awareness to. So it's going to be harder to fight through those, and it's going to feel more like effort. It's going to feel more like you're trying to change reality versus stepping into that new you and allowing that new version of you to take over and manifest effortlessly, because he or she now has the proper empowering beliefs that enables instant manifestation. So just spending time in that version of you is going to tremendously help. The more and more that you're able to spend time in this new version of you, the more you're able to take on that version of you's beliefs. If you can see yourself living that way, you are actually changing your biology. You are creating new synaptic connections within your brain. The old version of you had different connections. This new version of you has whole new connections. And those connections in your brain are the things that make it feel like you are already living that reality. And the last tip is, once you're able to manifest that version of yourself, live in the end. And it's so much easier to live in the end when you are in that new version of yourself, because you no longer have those limiting beliefs, and it's easier for you to believe in that instant manifestation and to believe in that reality. So living in the end, living as if. When you are living from that reality and you are actually seeing yourself living that reality, and it's not coming from a state of lack or not coming from a state of not having it and you're trying to manifest it, but it's coming from a state of relaxation, it's coming from a state of being there, living there, then it has to manifest. It can't not manifest. And if you pair that up with the beliefs that we were talking about at the beginning of the video about how things manifest and how time works, that's when instant manifestations happen. And just a side note, living in the end and knowing something is already yours is the detachment, is the letting go. So that is a whole other video. But if you're wondering, where does the detachment work? Where does the letting go work? That is letting go. Living in the end, knowing something is yours, not looking for something, but knowing that you already have it, that is letting go. That is the detachment, because you're no longer in need, you're in have. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found this helpful, I would really appreciate you giving it a thumbs up and sharing this video to everyone that you know so they can learn how to create their reality. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed yet and you like this type of content, then you should totally subscribe and join us in all of our manifestational greatness so that you can manifest all of your desires as well. See you guys soon. Bye.